Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Friday to you all. Hopefully you're wrapping up your weekend nicely. RIIZE are back with new music. Did not expect to get new music from them so soon. I believe this is just a digital single, but that's besides the point. This is kind of like their first comeback, so to speak, after their debut titled Talk Saxy. Yes, it is spelled correctly. Talk Saxy. Now, this does make me wonder if this is going to be saxophone related or not. I mean, sexy, saxophone, sexy, and saxophone, saxy, it makes sense. And if that's the case, is RIIZE's kind of whole thing going to be based around instruments? Because we had Get a Guitar as their title, which was actually a very good title track. But if this is a song that's just laced with saxophones, this song could be a problem for me in the best way possible. So, my voice is going today, which is slightly unfortunate, but nevertheless, we move. So let's move on. Indeed. DJ, roll the intro. I do hope that this is a saxophone-laced song, because out of all the brass instruments, I mean, it's a brass-bodied instrument, even though it's technically a woodwind instrument. My favorite, brass-bodied instrument is a saxophone. I just think the saxophone is such a cool instrument, and had I had the choice of learning a brass-based instrument, it would have been a saxophone. They only offered string orchestra at my school when I was growing up. That's why I play violin, but if I had a choice, I'd definitely have learned saxophone. I'm a little envious of people who do play it, but, you know, I could be waffling and this might be completely unrelated, so let's find out. Here we go. Run it quick, babe. 호기심에 당겨 like it's clickbait. Yeah, don't you wanna ride with me? 나는 역시 대책 없는 타입이라네. 인간적인 post-it. 맘을 숨겨두는 짓은 못해. I like how raw this instrumental track is so far. Just sax and claps. Tasteful guitar part. Oh, I like that the chorus goes melodic as they add that guitar part back. But for as simple as this instrumental track is, man, it's groovy. And this guitar part really is like the cherry on top for me. It's such a nice addition. The anti-drop's an interesting choice. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite, but I don't mind it. Especially because the second half is like this. Get smooth with it. Oh. Oh, we are getting spicy with the chords. Oh, who's popping off up there? Okay, this final chorus might be my favorite part of the song. It's so nice. Everything coming together, getting all the little, like, all the little spices and herbs thrown in there. Oof. Oof. Ooh. And it was very much saxophone laced. Ooh. Ooh. Admittedly, quite a simple saxophone part, but a saxophone part nonetheless. And, well, I'm not complaining at all, am I? And that's sick. And even though it was like, talk sexy saxophone, we still got a very big element in that guitar coming in there. And I don't know if that's like supposed to be a connection to get a guitar or if I'm just like looking too far into things. But that combination of that quite bouncy vocal top line with the repetitive saxophone motif with that included guitar is actually spectacular. Like, I want to find that second chorus again because I think that's probably the best place to go because second chorus to the end is spectacular. Actually, that lead in, the transition into that second chorus is very nice. That the triplet, it's not a snare. It's you're hitting. If it was on an actual like kit, you're hitting the rim of your snare or tom, whatever it may be. The kind of like using that triplet meter to almost slow down the song a little bit, go silent, and then bring in the chorus. I think is a very nice way to transition in. But so like up until this point, very simple. The song's like entire structure is very simple. It only has a handful of moving parts. But this, what is it called? The saxophone part, it's got the squeak that a saxophone part needs. It's very repetitive, so like the pacing of the song doesn't change, the feeling of the song doesn't change. And by having a more rhythmic, like rap-based top line here, it's almost like preemptively telling you that this isn't it, which makes the fact that it is technically an anti-drop a little bit more palatable for me. I don't really like anti-drops. If they do appear in a song, they need to be really well executed and followed up with a really good secondary rise. And well, the first time around, I was a little bit worried because like this is supposed to be the chorus is supposed to be like the big major point of the song, but there really wasn't a whole lot going on yet. But the vocal top line goes a little bit melodic, super clean, super nice, and then you bring in that really clean electric guitar to just it completes that chorus for me. Like without it, it feels very bare bones, but once that guitar comes in, you get the quick rhythmic cadence of it. You get a little bit of the twinkle of the guitar. It really fills out the middle part of the song. Because, top line is your top line. Up until then, it's very rhythmic, so you don't really have a tonal quality to it. The saxophone's very high. You don't really have a mid to low range, but now that you bring in the guitar, it's like it fills the void that was missing up until this point. It's like having a sandwich with just cheese and ham, and now you've got the guitar's bringing like the sausage, the lettuce, the tomatoes, the pickles, whatever else you put on your sandwich. Super simple. Now we've got a complex formula, and I love it. And we're back on the food analogies again, but hey ho, it's what my brain goes to, and that probably means I'm a little bit hungry. But that's besides the point. This is great. This is very, very good. And in fact, RIIZE are actually doing some quite impressive stuff with their music. Like, even from their pre-debut stuff, like, Siren was one of those things where it's like, what is going to happen with this? Because admittedly, it was a little bit out of my ballpark, so to speak. Then, what was their second one? The more EDM-y ones. I forgot what the title of that one was. But of course, they came back with Get a Guitar, which had no business going that smooth. And Talk Sexy kind of tags on along with that. It's a very smooth song. I do wonder if some people will find that repetitive saxophone part a little bit jarring, because it is quite repetitive and it's a little bit sharp to the ears. Not like pitch wise, but it's like sharp, like punch through sharp. But I'm not mad at it. And in fact, we've got a guitar, we've got a saxophone. Where are they going to go next? And are they going to keep up this like instrument concept in their titles and their songs? Because if they do, I think that the potential for future title tracks is going to be really cool. Like I would love to get a keyboard, like a synthesizer, a trumpet. What else do we have? Oh, give me an organ for Halloween or something like that. I think that's a concept that I don't think I've ever heard from a K-pop group before, basing a song off of an instrument every era. So I would love to see that. But that's enough waffling for me. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today. Let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day-to-day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.